Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Communications. Will the Minister tell the House what the government is doing to consult with business in the communications sector and lower the burden of deregulation? And what changes has he made to the arrangements for his dialogue with business representatives tomorrow?
I call the Honourable the Minister for Communications.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for his question and acknowledge his lifelong interest in deregulation and experience in small business, indeed as Pakenham's leading draper, very committed to small business. Madam Speaker, there is a big difference between our approach to regulation and the Labor government's approach. Labor believed in its heart that government's job was to tell the people what was best. It believed government knew best. We believe that our role in government is to enable citizens and businesses to do their best. And that is why we are committed to removing $1 billion a year off the cost of regulation and red tape, and the first instalment will be presented in this House later this month. Now, in my portfolio, media and telecommunications are heavily regulated, and we are already busy consulting with the industry. We have been doing that from the outset of the government, and tomorrow there will be a Ministerial Advisory Council meeting with CEOs from the telecommunications sector and indeed from the media sector, the broadcasting sector as well. But there are some very big differences. The first thing is we are calling them together to seek their views, to get their input, to ask them. We're not calling them together the way the previous minister did in a classic example of Conrovianism, of bringing them together to tell them what he was going to do. A year ago, Madam Speaker, the representatives of the media sector came to this House.
The Minister will resume his seat. The member for Isaacs on a point of order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The standing orders do require that the minister be directly relevant to the question, and he has strayed very, very far from the question.
It's a very wide-ranging question. The minister has the call.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And it's good always to know that the member for Isaacs again and again reminds us that anyone can go to jail if they get the right lawyer. Now, I had always assumed that the member for Isaacs was one of the neo-Conrovians. The neo-Conrovianism is a growing tendency in the Labor Party, trying to bring Conrovianism into the 21st century. But I can see now he is an unreconstructed Conrovian at his heart. Madam Speaker, the second difference about the meeting tomorrow is this. The previous minister had said in New York in 2012 that he was so powerful, if he told telco executives they had to wear red underpants on their head before they saw him, they would have to do so. He said, "I have unfettered power." His words. Madam Speaker, there are timid souls, neo-Conrovians among them, that would say that we should just have a half measure. Simply stop stipulating the colour of the underpants. I say, Madam Speaker, we're prepared to stand up to vested interests in the undergarment industry.
The Minister is in his seat. The Manager of Opposition Business.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. Both to raise a point of order and preserve the dignity of the House, Madam Speaker.
What is the point of order, Manager of Opposition Business? We've already had one on relevance. You can't have two.
So you won't let me do 104 again? How about 91C?
I think he's a killjoy. The minister has the call.
Madam Speaker, we're prepared to stand up to those who are interested in undergarments, professionally or indeed in any other sense. We will go full measure. We are absolutely determined to extirpate Conrovianism in all of its forms, and there will be no shirking.